Okay, Assalamu alaikum. I believe I'm live right now. Sorry for the technical problems. Okay, let me share the new link. I'm really having difficult time to find my new stream. What is happening with... Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay. So it is live. And the thumbnail is actually very wrong. Okay, let me share the link and we will get started. I don't like it. Okay, link to the stream. Okay, if everything is fine, we can start. Okay, I believe we are ready to start. Welcome everyone. Today is the most interesting topic we'll be covering, and it is soft skills. I wanted to start this video, like this stream, with a question. What do you think are soft skills? Please answer in the chat, and yeah, let's see what others think about soft skills. I'll be checking the chat. And yeah, so what do you think is a soft skill? Let me also post it in the chat. We have like not many live viewers because of the technical error I just caused, but it is okay, I guess. So yeah, we have some people watching. Skills of communication. Yeah, communication skills are actually a part of soft skills. And what I'm doing is like, I'm showing the cheat sheet. Let me hide and like, yeah, try to explain in your own words what are the soft skills. Do we have any more answers? Okay, so seems like our audience is very shy. Let me get started. So, for soft skills, in order to explain soft skills, firstly, we need to know what hard skills are. Hard skills are the technical skills specific to your job or some job you are doing, profession maybe, yeah? For example, if you are a software developer, programming is your technical skill, it's your hard skill. If you are a doctor, knowing the procedures, how to cure how to like treat the patients, these all are your hard skills. Or if you are an accountant, finance, knowing the finance or knowing the math is your hard skill. And when, like, for a job, you need your hard skills and plus your soft skills, because when you are working, you will have to interact with other people. You will talk to your patients if you are a doctor, and you will talk to the you will discuss for example, you have a patient, and you will discuss the illness or how to treat that patient with your colleagues. And these skills, like, are the soft skills that you will use. Actually, for these soft skills, we use them all the time. We use them when we communicate with other people, in our personal lives, in our work life, and so on. That's why some people call soft skills as interpersonal skills or people skills. These skills help us to connect, understand the people better, in short words, short explanation. So today I have done some research on soft skills, and, like, believe me, there are lots of them. There is a long list of skills. And I have read some articles and watched some videos for this tutorial. And based on my own experience as a freelancer as well, I prepare, like, this top 8 skills that you will need as a freelancer, or mostly as a freelancer, but most of the skills are, like, the skills you will need in your everyday and also in your professional life. Even if you are not a freelancer, maybe you are working for a corporate job, and so on. Let's get started. The first one, as you can see in the picture we have, is effective communication. And let me list out the skills before we go on one by one. First one being effective communication, then problem solving, maintaining positivity, teamwork, emotional intelligence, stress management, creativity, leadership. This may sound very general to you. Like, I will try to get more specific when I explain one by one. Starting with effective communication. Do you know someone who is very good at communication? Like, when you talk to them, the time passes so quickly. You just want to talk to them, keep talking. And, like, if you have someone like that, what are their characteristics? I believe like the first one would be listening. In order to be someone like that, you need to know how to listen. And the second skill, like sub-skill maybe they have, is empathy and humor. It's like understanding the person, their fears, their situation, how do they feel. And the next thing will be respecting the people you are talking to. And so displaying confidence. When you are talking, you should also be displaying confidence. And like when we talk about communication, we usually talk about these verbal skills, but we forget this non-verbal part, which is body language. And I believe like when you meet someone for the first time, you will have somehow something like you will think about that person. You will have this first impression even before they start talking to you. That's where non-verbal communication comes in. Like non-verbal communication includes the image of that person, how they walk, how they talk, their body language, how they behave. If without even speaking a word, you may have some image of a person in your mind, and you want it to be positive when you are working. Let's talk about how it applies to Upwork or freelancing. For example, on Upwork, listening. When you read a job posting, you should read in detail. It's like listening, but it's in written form. Make sure that you also, for empathy, make sure that you understand what the client wants. What do they want? What are their biggest requirements? What are they afraid of? And focus on those parts that the client is pointing. Most of the job posts, they say like, I need this freelancer, I need this to be done in such a day, or I need someone who can work at this time zone or something like that. They point out their most required tasks, requirements, top requirements, and you should be listening. And when you are writing like proposals, or even after you get hired, when you are talking to them, respect that person, or even in general, like in real life, be respectful of others. And when you are writing, you are communicating with the client, show confidence. You can show confidence by just simply showing them your projects that you have worked on, or some in-depth knowledge on the topic. You may offer a solution for their problem, and based on some research. And it will also show the confidence and the way you talk. If you are talking and your like speaking skills should also show confidence and non-verbal. Try to be positive. I believe like no one would like to talk to someone who is always rolling eyes, who is not listening, not respectful. And so these ones are for effective communication skills. And I also want to point out that all of you, I believe, like listening to this session, will be working on, will start your freelancing career soon, or may have already started, and you will need these skills to have this long-term benefit, to have these long-term clients that will come back to you with new projects and these 5-star ratings. Okay, let's move on to the next skill. It is problem solving. What is a problem solving? It is actually having this critical thinking, logical thinking, and for problem solving, you usually need to have these hard skills first. If there's a problem, if there is a job posting on Upwork specifically, it will ask for your hard skills in the first place. And then you can also have this research and analytical skills to learn more about that topic, and maybe self-study to improve your hard skills. And you can also, for problem solving, you will need this consecutive feedback. You always ask for feedback if you are working on a project. Ask feedback from the client, from your teammates, and so on. And also for problem solving, you should try to come up with different ways of solving one problem. And others, and the next one would be like being open. Do not fear failures. Many people fear failing, and they never try to solve that problem on the first place. Maybe like when I applied my second job, it sounded very difficult to me. Actually, it was geolocation tracking, R&D, and so on. Those terms. Very, very. I was afraid, but I applied, and that turned out to be one of the best clients, best projects I have worked on. And up until this day, I've been working on the projects, other projects of that client. So do not fear, be open, and try new things. And the third skill is maintaining positivity. You may have noticed, like I have talked about positivity in other skills as well, and that's because these sub-skills are, there is not a strict line to draw between one soft skill and another. But for the hard skills, we can say there is a different line between biology and math. But here we don't have it, so that's why it may be repeating, but when you improve one of your skills, it improves the other one, and so on. So for maintaining positivity, first of all, what clients want, what everybody wants at the workplace is do not cause conflicts. Do not be someone who causes conflicts. And if there is a conflict, handle it professionally. Be the older one, like older guy in the room, so who can handle it maturely, like a mature person. Do not be aggressive. Do not get aggressive. Do not rush. And it will happen. Like conflicts will happen. Conflicts are always in our lives. It is the way we handle it. Like try to keep the positivity. Do not let it affect your mood or your work. And the third, know how to deal with rejections and criticism. When you get rejections, it's like, do not fear failures. Actually, when you have a rejection, it doesn't mean you are not a good professional, not a good person. You may not be lucky at that point, or you may not have some skills which can be developed. Always keep this positivity. If you get a rejection, that means you are doing something, because people who do not do anything do not get rejections, because there is no improvement. Improvement comes with rejections. And for criticism, if you receive a criticism, try to the criticism is two ways. It is constructive and destructive. Destructive one is when someone is just doesn't like you personally and say some improper words, maybe, I don't know. It's just hatred or aggressiveness. You just want to ignore it, and you can keep positivity here. You know why? People who are successful mostly receive, if you are successful, if you are doing the right thing, you will receive destructive criticism. And when you receive constructive criticism, which is about your job, the tasks you have done, maybe your manners, try to improve yourself, improve your skills, and improve your communication and overall the soft skills. Taking responsibility for mistakes, it is also maintain positivity. If there is a problem, take responsibility for your mistakes if that's your mistake. It also shows maturity, you are handling things professionally. And overall, be motivated to get better. Everyone has mistakes, everyone has problems and conflicts. Just be positive and try to get better. Be inspired to get better. Everything will get better, right? Okay, so the next thing we have is teamwork. For teamwork, it is a lot of things. It has everything we have discussed. It is basically working with people on a project, and I believe most of you have done that. Maybe you have, during your studies, you have had some projects where you were working in teams, and the first thing you need to know is to respect your teammates. And the second thing, know your boundaries. Do not be rude, or when you are talking, keep the topic to the work you're working, to the project, to the scope of project. Know your boundaries, and if someone is breaking your boundaries, also protect your boundaries, I would say. You may see some colleagues or some teammates who will not be willing to work or do the teamwork, and that's when you should tell them, hey, this is the teamwork, we need to work together, we need to respect each other, and so on. And if it goes on, you need to contact the manager or the client. Be open. Do not hide, do not think it will get better. It will not get better unless you take an action in such cases. For also teamwork, it is communication. Communicate effectively, listen to your teammates, take their ideas, take their thoughts into mind. If they are, encourage them to be open. If it's only you working on the project, do not take this individualistic approach. If you are working on team, take advice, take suggestions, and also consider their suggestions. Make people feel, I would say, valued. Make people feel their thoughts are valued, their suggestions are welcome. When you are working on a team, take their suggestions into consideration when you are making decisions. If you are the team member, or if you are team lead, I mean, if you are the team member, be open, give suggestions, do not fear. Give constructive feedback while working on the team, and be reliable. I believe everyone knows the guy who we can trust and who does the job. And that's the person we like to approach the most. And be that person. That's the reason why, like, top one reason why clients on Upwork come back to you. If you are the person who can take the task, solve the problem, and communicates well and is reliable, like within the deadline, you are the person to go. We actually had like a very interesting case recently with girls when we were doing the offline session of this Upwork crash course, I would say. So there was one client we found that has been posting jobs for a certain freelancer only. It was like job for the freelancer's name, job for freelancer's name, long list of jobs. And that's the person, like that's a reliable person that client goes to, and try to be that one. Okay, then we have emotional intelligence. This is a lot to cover here. We have this constructive criticism. It is mostly about yourself, self-awareness, self-regulation, self-motivation, empathy, self-control. It is knowing yourself and trying to be better, improve your skills, your soft skills. There is actually a video about it, and there is a Johari model. This is basically now, like, this model helps you increase your emotional intelligence, self-awareness. It basically has these 4 categories. Every person has characters, has skills that fit in these categories. The first characters are like you know and others know. It may be your public speaking skill. You are good at public speaking, you know it, others know it. And the second one is you know but others do not know. It may be your some kind of addiction or your hidden talent you are afraid of showing. Others do not know. And the third part is like you do not know but others know. This is the part you should focus on when you are working on emotional intelligence or this self-awareness, because people may know your like, what can I say, negative sides. Yeah, like it may be your character that's lacking something. Maybe you are not listening enough, or maybe you are not reliable enough. So try to find out from your friends and ask honestly. When you get bad like criticism, do not be aggressive. You like be open to the feedback you get. And for the third part, you have this you do not know and others do not know your skills. You can find it out by exploring, trying new things. Maybe you can try guitar, maybe, and you may be good at it. Maybe you have this skill, so on. Let's move on to the 6. And also, if you want to find more, there is a very good video explanation of this model and how to improve these skills. And for stress management, this is basically, I understand it as a work-life balance. Firstly, you need to organize your work. As a freelancer, you will be working on multiple projects. Organize them so that you do not miss deadlines, you are always reliable, and so on, and have that work-life balance. Leave time for your personal life. Do not just be working. You may get tired, you may get bored of everything very soon if you do so. And be positive, and also do sports. Take care of yourself. Your mental health, your physical health vastly contribute to your performance. So take care of yourself. And like when it comes to work-life balance, how I like to write it is actually like life-work balance, but because life should come first. Okay, 7. Number 7, we have creativity and innovation. Again, this skill has lots of soft skills of the others mentioned above. but I would like to add, like, the first thing I like is ask the question why. Be interested in things. Like, when something is happening, ask a question why, and try to find out why. For example, like, I had a task of a scroll bar. If you know that the scrolls, we use our scroll to left to right or right to left. We have this gallery view scrolls in every website, in most of the websites, and in that one it was like having this box, and it was scrolling top to down, top to bottom, and it was a very difficult experience from the user experience perspective as well. And I said, like, why are you doing this? I reached out to the client and told him, why are we doing this? This is against this behavior, custom behavior, or what is it? Usual behavior of the customers, like users, and gave my solution. Let's do it this way, and this is why we should do it this way, and so on. And it was very good. Like, the client was happy. We changed the design, but if I didn't ask it, it would be a very, very bad implementation. Like, go one step over what you are doing. Do not just complete the task that you receive. Ask questions, make clarifications, make updates, or make changes. Also, read more and write more. For creativity and innovation, you need to know lots of spheres, lots of things, and that's how, like, if you write more, if you read more, it comes naturally mostly. And take a hobby, take something new, try something new that may help you to increase your creativity and innovation. And try to come up with multiple solutions to one problem. If you solve it one way, try to stop and think, like, how can I solve it in a better way or in other ways. And lastly, like, changing the environment may also help. You can just rearrange. I have read somewhere before, like, rearranging your home, your room, the furniture in your room actually contributes to the creativity. And yeah, you can just try with that, or just go to somewhere else and think about that problem on somewhere else, or just leave it off for a day or two. It may come to you, like, when you naturally over some days. And sleeping also helps. If you have a problem that you cannot solve, mostly after, like, taking a nap or after sleeping, you may have some idea about the solution. It's very interesting, but it basically works. And the last thing is leadership. This is the most difficult one, and that's why this is most looked for, or many people want leaders. Like, many people want to hire organizations want to hire leaders, like the people who have leadership skills, and they are high in demand. And it is the most difficult part, maybe, but for some people it comes naturally. And I somehow envy them, to be honest. I don't feel like it's natural to me. For this one to develop, you need to develop your other skills. And first, like, the most common, the most known skills of leadership, characteristics of leadership will be inspiring other people, being able to mentor, and teaching. And basically, a combination of all above mentioned skills. It is like, can you imagine someone who has these leadership characters, like your team lead maybe, who helped you to improve your skills a lot, who helps you to improve, like, in the workplace and so on. Leadership comes with, I'm not the person to be talking about it much, I believe. Like, I am also working on most of the skills I have already mentioned, but it gets better when you practice, when you try to take responsibility. Taking responsibility is also leadership. thinking about others. Empathy is also leadership, and kind of being open-minded to other people's thoughts is also leadership, and taking and like inspiring them to talk more or to think about the questions rather than giving the solution is also one of the traits of leadership, and so on. There is a lot to cover in this part, and yeah, and if you wanna watch more videos or the articles that I have read on this topic, you can check out the references part. And with that, I believe we can move to questions. Okay, so we have some answers to the first question I asked, like what are the soft skills? It is behavior, manners, it is right. Good communication, it is right. Soft skills are people skills that help you communicate and work well with others in various aspects of life, like 100% true. And we have one question from Doza. I registered Upwork 1 year ago, just nowadays started using it. What do you think is better, to open another account and use it, because I haven't used the old one for a long time? Okay, this is a very common question I receive. Actually, in short, you cannot have two accounts. You should go with your one account that you currently have, even if it has been inactive for a year. Because in my own case, I also had these two different accounts. One was inactive for a year. That resulted in me getting banned on Upwork. Okay, do we have any other questions? Okay, then I have a question. Please leave your feedback on the sessions so that I can improve, and take care, I believe. Okay. Yeah, please leave feedback on the sessions, and if no one has any questions, we will end the stream here. And yeah,